The nation reacts in shock and horror after an American journalist is beheaded on video by ISIS militants in Iraq.
The group says they killed James Foley in retaliation for U.S. airstrikes in the country.
President Obama held a special news conference today, saying the entire world is appalled by the execution. Foley went missing in late 2012 while covering the civil war in Syria. The U.S. intelligence community has reviewed the video and says it is authentic. The Pentagon says it recently failed to rescue Foley and others held captive in Syria. The murder of Foley is now the first direct act of terrorism by ISIS against the United States.
Fox 28 News reporter Sadie Hughes spoke with a local expert on Iraq who says it's a deeply rooted conflict that will be very difficult to resolve no matter what action the U.S. chooses to take.
The Sunnis are furious in Iraq and in Syria.
Kirkwood social science professor Jeremy Brigham says the Sunnis, particularly those linked to ISIS, want their own state.
This has been brewing for a whole century.
He says the beheading of American journalist James Foley has its roots in the post-World War I fall of the Ottoman Empire. For 600 years, it had been a Sunni-run empire. Then Britain and France took control of the states, taking away choice for the people. Brigham says things only got worse in 2003 when the U.S. went into Iraq.
We threw out the Ba'athist government, and those were the Sunnis who were the leaders of Iraq.
In Syria, the Sunnis are the majority, but don't control the government there. Brigham says ISIS, the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, is their response. But that unofficial state makes ISIS outside international law.
We're in charge here, and we can do what we want.
That meant choosing to behead journalist James Foley.
It really bothers me that someone would go through all that just to make a point.
To put it on YouTube or anything, social media, it's really messed up.
While ISIS says they were retaliating for U.S. airstrikes in Iraq, for these Kirkwood students, what was done to Foley was unacceptable.
It's definitely wrong, and I think something should be done about it. Nobody should be able to get away with that.
What does it take to stop these people?
Brigham says he's not sure stopping them is possible.
The whole situation is so deeply broken, there's no way the United States can fix it. You know, the best the United States can do is to protect some people.
Covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids, Sadie Hughes, Fox 28 News.
And the ISIS militant who beheaded Foley says in the video that another American life hangs in the balance based on how President Obama responds. He says journalist Steven Sotloff, kidnapped in 2013, could die next.